Hey there everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris Olmy and today we are here to take a look at Out of the Park Baseball 18. So this is the new game. This is the beta build you can see up here. I've been given this key to do a little bit of a review and a first look on the game, and as always there is so much depth to this. So one of the new things here, you can see I just clicked new standard game and it's come up with challenge mode. So you can see here it's a new way to play. So no commissioner mode, no player editor, so you can't cheat in challenge mode. Certain league rules and setting adjustments are also disabled. Certain AI team control settings are disabled. You're only allowed to long play, which is the autoplay until a certain date or a certain event. That's only available during the off season. In-game achievements, you can get those, and also everything will be tracked and put on line on a leaderboard. Now for that, you're going to have to sign in. If you're not signed in, you're going to have to register and then log in to your OOTP account. But yeah, so it limits what you can do. You can't cheat, you can't edit on the fly, you can't do any of that stuff. But if you are willing to test yourself against others and get some more achievements and whatnot, you can get going on challenge mode. So I just said no because we're not going to be that depth in here. This is more like a first look. I haven't opened up the game fully, so this is indeed just a first look and my first impressions of the game, which, as always, when a new Out of the Park comes out, I'm always surprised by the level of depth and detail that this game goes into that other games can't match. It's absolutely crazy at times. So you can see they've got the major world leagues here, from Major League Baseball, of course, in America. You've got Japan, Korea, China, Mexico, Cuba, Italy, the Netherlands, Australia, the independent leagues in the US, and of course in Japan as well. Also got this, the World Cup of Baseball, so that is something else to look forward to there. You've also got your Quickstart Games. You can see the all-time greatest here. So, Ultimate Murderers Road, DiMaggio, Ruth Mantle, Gehrig and Maris, absolutely fantastic. The Gashouse Gang, Hornsby, Musial, Puyol, Medwick and Heffy, and Boone, A-Rod Jr. and Martinez, with Ichiro leading off. So bunch of fun stuff there. You got the majors here. So 2017, you can see what we've got. MLB 1994, that was when the season was shortened by the strike, so you can see there, basically the default game starting rosters, new year. That is what you get with the MLB 2017 Quick Start. You got a promotion relegation league here, which is in other sports but not really in American sports very often. And then the US Baseball League, fictional league with 24 teams, 5 levels of minor leagues, 10 years of history and everything else. So this is a good way to learn the game. It says a good starting point for those not familiar. So bunch of those, they should load up fairly quickly because it doesn't have to generate from the files. That's the benefit of a quick start. And then if we go into the historical, this is kind of an interesting one again. So you can go here, and what year do you want them to start in? All the way back to 1871. Absolutely mind-blowing that it goes back that far. That's a hell of a journey to go. But yeah, you can go early years, dead ball, the rebirth, the golden years, baseball boom, starting with 1961. That's my era of baseball. Not that I'm that old, but it's the story that I fell in love with baseball through. And it's, Eminem, Mantle and Maris, two Yankees going after Babe Ruth's home run record in the house that Ruth built. So that's absolutely fantastic there. And it gives you a little season recap as well, so you can actually see what's going on in each part. And of course, you can come out here to like 2004, and the curse of the Bambino is broken. The other good story for me, that involves Babe Ruth, of course, when Ruth was traded from Boston to New York. Basically the Red Sox were supposedly cursed. 86 years before they managed to win a World Series again. They got that in 2004, so you can play through that season and try and emulate that. There's other ones as well. I think like 2011 was a pretty good one here in terms of the World Series. 2010 was a pitching battle. Yankees coming in there. So if you've got a favourite season from modern times or all the way back to whenever, this is the time where you can pick up and play through at that point. The other good thing here that I've seen is this historical exhibition mode. Now, this means that if I wanted to, I can take those two that I just mentioned. So there's your New York Yankees from 1961. Maris, Mantle, Yogi Berra, all those big name players that really defined a lot of baseball for the era were on those Yankees teams. And that was, Whitey Ford as well. Just, that was an amazing team. And we can play those. And if we really wanted to, we can go to 2004 and put the Curse of the Bambino team, the Red Sox, finally winning that, that World Series. So, the Curse of the Bambino being broken here, and the home run record of the Bambino being broken here. Who's going to win? What's going to go on? How are you going to do things? Which team is better? This is the mode. And, I just love having something like this in here. You can also replay any World Series you want back to 1903. You can see Pittsburgh Pirates, Boston Americans. You want to replay something a little bit more modern. 1971, the Orioles against the Pirates there. Or you can go all the way back to 2016, Cleveland Indians, Chicago Cubs, of course. Another great story in baseball last year. Neither one of them had won in such a long time. Cleveland, 1954. So, it was a long time for them to maybe end their bad record. Cubs, 1906. And in the end, of course, the Cubs took it home. So, it went to a Game 7. It was an exciting series. If you follow baseball at all, you know all this. But you can replay that game. If you're a fan of Cleveland, you can try and redo that Game 7 or the entire series and just try and get the Indians to win. You can get, if you're a Cubs fan, you can recreate that moment. It's up to you guys. But the level of detail in here is fantastic. You can also flip between home and away teams. You can set up different things, a series length here. You can make it go 9 games. the level of customization is always a real strength for me of these games. So if you're a fan of baseball, or you're a fan of sports management games, this is for you. This is for you. Because the level of depth and customization, attention to detail, all that is in this game. Absolutely mind-boggling, and I don't know any other game that does that. Football Manager, a game which I know very well, I played for close to, I believe, like 20 years. Just over 20 years, in fact, I played Football Manager. And the level of depth in its database is phenomenal. This game matches that. Maybe even exceeds it with the historical aspect thrown in. And then on top of everything else, you've got all these different game modes that you can play that really open the scope up, which Football Manager doesn't even do. So, if you're looking for that game that you can just play for a long time and build from nothing into a dynasty, you can do that. If you want to recreate your favourite moments from history within the sport of baseball, you can do that. You want to create something a bit weirder and sort of out of the norm? Let's do it. A real world league, and you can change the details. A totally fictional league, a historical league, and kind of change things about. Or just a tournament. You can do it here, all in this one game. It all sets up however you want to set it up. However you want to play this game, you can play it. And I think that is a phenomenal thing. Last thing on this main menu, we haven't even got past the main menu here, but this is kind of the depth of the game. You can find your Out of the Park 17 game. You can import it and continue your version of your game from last year to this year. If you spent 10, 20 seasons building up a team, getting your drafts in line, and then Out of the Park 18 hits, and you're like, in more series you'd be like, I don't know. I've got this great game going on. I want to see this out before I go and get a new game. Sure, you can just import your game, carry on that save, carry on that journey. And that's something that more games need to do, and they don't, because the maker of the game usually just wants your money. So you've got to start afresh, and there's no updates or anything like that, really. They save some updates for the new version. And, Out of the Park 18 has new stuff that previous games doesn't. But you can carry your journey on into this new game. Like I say, with the historical stuff, the new exhibition stuff, the level of customization that's in this game, the accuracy and detail of the real life, real world stuff, and being able to carry on your save. There's nothing in sports management like Out of the Park. So even if you don't know much about baseball, this is a good place to learn. And if you're a fan of these kind of games, I do highly recommend you checking it out. So it's released, I believe, on the 24th of March. You can get it right now, I believe, for, 10% off. Head over to the website and go check it out. There'll be a link in the description to the Out of the Park website. They've also got a few other games on there which you've seen on this channel, being Franchise Hockey Manager. They've got an American football and NFL game being developed right now. It's had some developmental issues, but that will be coming out in due course, called Beyond the Sidelines Football. I'm a big NFL fan these days. Quite a big NHL fan, quite a big NFL fan. So I'm really enjoying my Franchise Hockey Manager at the moment. really looking forward to that Beyond the Sidelines game when that finally comes out. And baseball's one of those games which, like I say, I love the story of the 61 Yankees. And I love watching other people play baseball games. But it's one of those that I really need to learn more about, and I've never sort of watched a full baseball game. So it takes me a little bit of time to get into these things, but I played Out to the Park 15 very briefly and enjoyed that. But other games kind of took over for me. And 16, 17, very similar. I had some PC issues which meant I couldn't play a lot of games anyway. 18, I believe, is going to be the one where I really throw myself into and see where we can go. So we're just going to throw in a quick start game here. And one thing I love about Out of the Park developments as well, they always give you some quotes or some factoids, a little bit of history about the game, just something here as it's loaded. So, nice little quote there. Little things you might not have known. And it just kind of gets you into that world of baseball. It draws you in. And I think that's good. I think that's really, really nice. And again, I don't know many titles that do that kind of thing. So, why not? Why don't more teams have a historical aspect? Why teams, games, series, companies, why don't they have that? Why can't you import last year's game into this year's game? Why can't you take your save across those games? That is the one that I think really does need to be accepted across the board. And why not just keep doing some stuff here? With these little factoids and quotes. Just keep running back to the hotel. It's not the best 25 players, but the right 25 players. Some is of the parts isn't as great as the total altogether. So, yep. What can I say, guys? Absolutely fantastic. And let's get ourselves into this. Nationality. Gotta love Out of the Park for this as well. You can be from absolutely anywhere you wanna be. So, not too many games I can actually choose to be South African, so we're gonna throw that back in once more. Oops. August. So you can choose to be a manager, a general manager, or both. I always like that. Cannot be fired. Play in commissioner mode. I'm just going to play in commissioner mode so we can actually see stuff. You can start unemployed, of course. You can go through all these different leagues and select a team. Colorado, Denver, they're my teams. Baseball doesn't really have a good team, but hey. So, you can see here, don't suck completely this season. I'm not sure with this team that I'd be able to hit that goal, to be fair. Signed Greg Holland to an extension, so he's our closer. 31-year-old, pretty good player. And that shouldn't be too hard to do. Acquire a nationally popular player. Ooh, I'm not sure how well we're going to do that. Depends who's available, I guess, but we can probably achieve these goals. They're not very difficult goals, to be fair. And then keep building the team up in order to reach the playoffs in the next 5 seasons. I appreciate an owner that realises where we are and, takes a long term view at things. So look, game performances, no. General league news, no. No news, only personal messages. Yeah, that'll do. Just to speed things along. So yeah. So you've got a lot of information here, where you can go, what you can do, little notes and tasks which really kind of help you out and keep you focused in the right places as well. That's something I do like here. You can see a little bit about yourself and finances. You can also customize all these, of course, and figure out what's going on. You got your mail system, which is pretty good. Make notes here, keep on things, and because we've got this, you know, level of depth in the game, of course, you can just put all these things in here. So your assistants, your bench coaches, your managers, if you've got a manager, etc. You can hand off responsibility or take what you want. Do not disturb. An extra, you know, exit in the autoplay when certain things happen. So you can kind of get everything in there. You've got your manager settings where you can change up things here. Default time zone. Actually central right now. You can put your Twitter in there. And yeah, you can just change a lot of stuff if you want. And that's just default kind of stuff. You've got some stuff here as well in your menu, what you can do. And you've also got this menu down the side, which puts you where you need to be. So you can see everything here is MLB, so this is the league stuff. Call is Colorado, so this is our team stuff. CEO is me, so that's the manager stuff. You got our 4 options there. That's the current game homepage, which again brings you a lot of information about the game world and everything that's happening. The news from around the world, anything important is there. Go explore the world. You can see what kind of craziness is going on here. You can see population, what leagues they got, teams, just absolutely mind-boggling. You can also view in Google Earth, and you can also sort by a number of different things. Yeah, absolutely crazy level of depth and whatnot in this game. So if you go to the MLB, you can change things up, but in the MLB, let's go to the home screen. And you can see here batting and pitching leaders, everything else here. These are the teams, these will be the players when we get into things. Off-season center, this is kind of where we'd be to begin with. You can see the top 25 free agents right now. Off-season summary by each team, so you can just sort of get an idea of who's done what, players in, players out, etc. as we go. And then the war gained, which is, I believe, wins above replacement or something, which means, yeah, I think so, which it basically means the player that you've brought in is compared to a player that you've replaced in your team with this player, or vice versa. If you let a player go, you know, it compares that player to the player you've now got playing in that position, their replacement, and see which one sort of contributed to the most wins for your team. So you can see kind of roughly how good your team has got, how much better, how much worse your team has got. When you're in the find the player, this is basically a little thing here. So nationally extremely popular. We'll go on hitters. Got 28 free agents, nobody there, so nobody's well known really. Yeah, So no free agents. National popularity though, extremely popular players. You can see here. The Orioles have got Zach Britton, good little closer. David Price, good starting pitcher there for the Red Sox, and we can try and make a trade there if we wanted to. New York Mets have got Noah Syndergaard, absolutely fantastic, 24 as well. That might be a nice little piece to pick up, although the contract is probably going to go way up there. But that would probably be my pick just because of the age. And yeah, it's always nice to get a picture. So let's just try and throw in a trade here. So you have no player, which makes this work. So basically the Mets are saying there's no chance. No chance at all that we're going to get anything here. Now, I really don't want to give up Nolan or Trevor Story. Those are my two best players by far. We got Carlos Gonzalez here. Blackmon I quite like as well. I'm not sure what else I can give up. Desmond maybe, Holland maybe. But I've got to re-sign him, haven't I, to a new contract. So, I mean, if you put Gray in there, you can also retain salary here. You can add cash in. You can see your budget. You can also see your strengths and your weaknesses here. So, I can't remember exactly what these colours mean. I think green is good. Yellow is okay. Blue, I think, might be better than green. Blue might be the top colour there, where you've got depth as well. And red, of course, is a weakness in that area. So, those are the starters. Those are the prospects. So, we've got better prospects than starters at catcher and at left field and starting pitchers. And in fact, relief pitchers, we've got absolutely nothing right now. We've got a little bit coming through. We've got something right now. We've got nothing coming through. So that might be something that we need to adjust for the future. Our closers are pretty good right now and don't need any work at third base or shortstop. But you can see they probably do want third base. And they do have extra pitching. So if I just take that out and maybe look then towards third base and see what we've got in the system. So here's our system. These are all our teams that work underneath us. These are the minor league teams. Also, you can look here at the scouting system for the league rather than your own scouts. So that's what I'd look at, because this is how other teams will probably be viewing your players. And you can see they're rated a little bit highly, especially Maul. So he'll go in there. That's not someone that my scouts think is a good option. Oh, McMahon, look at that. The league thinks he's got 4-star potential. My scout thinks that he's got 1.5. So let's throw him in there, which is third base, which is something that they need. So that could work. So let's search by here. So Lambert and Wall. And the OSA really likes both those. So Lambert, we can see there. We'll throw Wall in as well. And now I need to make something go through here. Now I need to find something that works. Gray, Estevez, Murphy or Tapia. What's Hoffman like? So Hoffman there is rated fairly well, but our scouts say he's only 1.5 star. So yeah, they're really not into this at all. They are really not into this at all, which is a shame. You can also edit the settings to be able to trade draft picks, which might be able to help us out in this case, but there's no way this deal goes through, sadly. But we are in commissioner mode, so I could just click here, and hey, we just traded for an all-star. So that's one thing you can of course do in the in commissioner mode, which you can't do otherwise. You can also shop a player on. This is something I really like to do. So OSA, and then hover over, because you can see the potential in this little pop-up window. And when that differs from what you're seeing on the right hand side, you know your scouts are rating them differently to the league scouts, the sort of central scouting. And there are a couple of differences already, but what you want to see is someone your scout really doesn't rate that is scouted fairly well. So someone like Para, maybe that's down a star. Para and Patterson. So let's get Para up there, and then we just see what comes back. So you're basically here shopping around. The only thing which comes back is Shields. So starting picture, 35 years of age. We're not interested in that. If we did want to do something here though, let's see, first baseman, 31-year-old third baseman. Let's just see, first baseman. Let's see what we can get there. Now we get some offers in. So you can see here we got a little catcher who is 4-star potential. 26 though, probably not going to be good enough for the team right now. We can make some moves elsewhere if we want to, but there's not a huge amount of talent being given up for this kind of player. However, if we wanted to go and throw our best player out there, Nolan is going to get some really, really interesting proposals back. So Lester's there. Oh, Spears, great little player, but not as much as I thought, actually. Wow. We could upgrade the left fielder there with profile. Not that I'd want to do that. Yeah, let's go look at players here. You can actually do some interesting stuff. Retire them, delete them, clone them. You got a bunch of different things in here that you can do. You can look at them a number of different ways. You've got their Twitter handle now in there. He expects to be top of the lineup. He is a second baseman. He's good. He's very popular across the nation. You can see popularity here. Team chemistry. He does have very little loyalty. Those are his ratings. Playing defenses. This is his batting. Here you can see current and potential, as well as little bits here. He's a spray hitter, and he hits ground balls. Contract here you can negotiate through. Scouting reports, you can see if we differ between the scout and the central, of course. Development as it goes. Injuries, you can set up this little page, which is so much information about players. If you're into that kind of thing, you can do that. And baseball cards, if they do have a baseball card, you can do it, or you can just make one up. So, fun little thing there. I really do kind of like that. Their ratings, you can see there in the individual ratings where they are: batting, pitching, fielding stats, history. You can see exactly where they all line up, and what happened where. News involving the player as the game goes on, and the editor. So here's where you can actually change up things. You can see how good he is. Let's make him extremely popular. Low loyalty, it was said, so let's go up and make him very loyal. Not greedy at all. So let's get that on. But let's also suspend him for 7 games. And you can see a lot of things here and figure out, let's say we want to make him a home run sort of challenger here. So we can create current ratings based on the stats there, a potential based on the stats. So we've just made him a home run hitter by changing these home run settings. You can also edit up here, make things a little better. You can change how they're going to be hitting the ball and what they're going to be doing. The pitching stats, you can change all that up, as well as velocity to see how fast they pitch. There's all kinds of stuff here. Again, you can set up there to change the player based on how many hits they get against them, how many strikes, etc. Defensive ratings, everything out of 200, I believe. So infield arm isn't exactly great, so you could make that a little bit better. Second baseman, so let's make him really good at the double plays. That should be good enough. His experience there, the max there is 200. Sorry, it's 250. You can see to actually go there. But his rating now at second base is 189. Absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, we didn't hit enter after editing there. But yeah, I think that's about everything. Let's also change up his nationality. Let's make him what? Let's think. Greek. So suddenly we go back to his page and we can see that he's a good teammate and extremely popular. He's Greek now. Everything's there. He should be, everything we've edited can just be there. We can set his position to elsewhere if we think he's going to be better at another position. But of course, he doesn't have any experience elsewhere. He's only a second baseman. So there's not going to be too much about that. Fan reaction. Fan interest is amazing. Let's go to our home screen here on the team. You can see information about us, and then you can see our top players now includes Noah Thor Syndergaard. He pretty happy with the way things are. He's unhappy there with the transactions, of course. And yeah, pretty decent little player. He's got himself a nickname, which is always a good thing. Position overview, you can see where you are. We're really bad at left field. We're not great on pitching or catcher. But we do have the first, we got the best second baseman in baseball right now, the edited Lemature. Arenado is 4th best third baseman. Trevor Story's top 6 shortstop. And Blackmon there is 5th overall in terms of centre fielder. So if we could get ourselves a good left fielder, catch up, and then build the pitching up, I think that's how we need to build this team. You can see that Montfort is demanding, but he is an economizer, which means he doesn't like to spend much money. You know, a little bit. We got money here for free agents, though. We got the extensions. Got a little bit of information here as well about our sort of market that we're in. The personnel here, which you can hire new personnel, of course. Your prospects and whatnot. Team chemistry. So you can see here who has good and bad relationships with management. You can see here as well who the captains would be, who the leaders would be. Spark plugs, pranksters, disruptive, outspoken, selfish, unmotivated. Those are all the different type of people that you can have here, and it lists them for you. You can see what the clubhouse thinks of each other there, the team chemistry, and whether that's going up or down. Your complaints are here. Of course, the baseball cards, if anybody has any. We got Mahir, who we did create one for. Nobody else will have them, but if they do get something going on, then it will be in there. You can see here, that's the 7-game suspension we handed him. But there's our roster and whatnot. Minor leagues, you can see you can build your rosters here with all these different menus and change things, promote them, see how your team is developing. Feel free to like pause at any point on this, but yeah, all these are pretty crazy in terms of the depth, attention to detail. If this kind of thing does scare you, you can just basically, you know, ask your bench coach and hire a manager and do all this kind of things. But right-handed pitchers versus left-handed, you can change your lineup. If they got a designated hitter, you can change that up as well. Your depth chart here, so you can see exactly where you are. Your overview of lineups, you can tell where you might need to change things up. And 7-day pitching lineups, so you can see who is actually going to be playing where. Autofill all lineups. So you can see against a right-handed pitcher, Zach Davies, we're going to be running that lineup. We're going to be keeping it the same there and there. And then we go to the left pitcher, and you see Mahir goes out in first, and Tapir actually goes down to the bottom. And you got your pitching rotation there. So all kind of good. You got a lot of different things you can set up in terms of strategy. Ask the bench coach there to change things up. Front office, so much stuff you can do and read here. If you want to edit things and you've got the commissioner mode in, here's where you can do it again. You can even edit the ballpark, make it bigger, make it wider, make it longer, whatever you want to do. You can make it inside a dome. Artificial turf is there. Capacity changes. I mean, you can kind of do what you want to do. And yeah, you can see here all the technical stuff, so you can see where everything is, so you can map it to the actual picture so it all fits, and the game is showing you what you expect. The 3D model that it is building here, you can see this is what it's going to look like in game, and builds this little wireframe here so you can see exactly where everything should be and where it all lines up. And you can see it's pretty much, you know, it is. And then you can set here your weather and just see, you know, what you want to do. So you can change so much in this game. I'm telling you guys, the level of customization and depth and detail and everything is mind-boggling to me. Absolutely mind-boggling. So if you go here to the off-season, free agents, yeah, Bennett could be useful. Louis Robert. I mean, we need a left fielder, don't we? So let's just offer him up a contract. I guess. Meet demand. And then just give him a little bit more money. But yeah, if he turns out to be anywhere near that 5-star potential, then that would be absolutely fantastic. So you can see what you've got. Upcoming free agents end of the season, all these are available, including Arrieta, who would be a great signing, Gregerson. So we've got a chance here to build the pitching if we want to. We've also got a catcher there who we could pick up from Texas. On our side though, Carlos Cargo Gonzalez is up for grabs. We need to make sure that he is signed in because he's a pretty decent player as well. You can see here the trade that we could set up again. Draft order. You can see though, not too bad in here. I think we can change this up if we really wanted to. I believe. I think so anyway. I think so. But yeah, you can just see where everybody is drafting and how things are all going. So you can see we got second round 12 and 34, but it doesn't seem like we've got any draft picks for this upcoming season in round 1, which is a little bit disappointing, to be fair. We got 11 in round 3 and round 4 and round 5, so we haven't traded away anything there. Available personnel, you can change what kind of thing you want and it'll change the different stuff here. Management styles, personalities, reputation. So there's a good manager here, Don Mattingly. Conventional, easygoing. He was with the Dodgers and then the Marlins. I mean, we could hire him to be a manager if we wanted to. You can see here as well, he'd have more influence over the hitters than the pitchers, and the relationship as well. He wouldn't get on with the pitchers or Mathieu, but he'd get on well with some of the rest of the team. His sample lineup, you can see how he'd really set up your team. Just fantastic in terms of how everything is. Scouting, you want a good major scout or you want a good all-round scout, Yamaguchi, that's the player that you're going to want. So you can just get him in there. But yeah, scouting, director, 5 years, submit order. And if he agrees, we've got to fire our current scout. But that would be worth it. That would be worth it. But yeah, guys, what can I say? What can I say? We can go here and finish up. We can go to opening day. We can really do kind of what you want. And you can see here that we're going to be changing things up a little bit in terms of our lineup and everything. So it's not quite the default, but we'll just go in and see the first game of the season. Welcome to new season, thank you. Opening game there. Yamaguchi is now our scouting director, so the scouting should be really, really good this year. Season expectation, stay respectable, and that's about it. So delete all messages. And what do we got? A couple of days there then until everything. So bench coach, assistant, me, assistant, There we go. That's kind of what I like to set up. So I'm drafting, I'm trading, I'm building. I am more of a general manager than anything else. So I'm actually going to go back on that for now. So the next game at the Milwaukee Brewers, Yamaguchi, our scout, gives us the information here and shows us really what they're good at and what they're bad at, how things are going to work out for us. Today we can play the game of Milwaukee. Computer AI, I'm not going to set up any of the strategy or anything like that. I'm going to let the computer take most of this. And yes, start the game. So you can kind of see here, I don't think you can hear, but there is a crowd at the moment. So you can see here that Blackmon is up on the mound, up to hit here. He's on the box ready to hit. On the mound, Zach Davis. And then you've got their team out there a little bit here. You can see where the pitches are going. You just got all this information. You've got so much going on here. Substitutions you can do. You can change up these options. I'm actually going to turn off the game sound. Yeah, we'll leave everything else on there. The box score, of course, where you can just see what's happening as it all goes in. Very, very good feedback you can get. So, you can see here, a little bit here. Let's hear. Wind up pitch. And there we go. So, that was the pitch. It was a ball. It was an 88-mile-an-hour fastball, but Blackmon hit it anyway. And yeah, a little bit of a bunt. Catcher threw it to first base, and we're out. So then we go to Desmond. You can press the number keys, which I did there. There goes the ball. And that's about it. Shortstop picked it up, threw it out. And now in comes Nolan. And there we go, we got a base hit. You can see we swung on a fastball, which was a strike, and then we hit a high fastball there in between third base and the shortstop. Hot ground ball, and there we go. So Arenado moves into second. Amarista gets that one there onto the first base, and here comes Cargo. Cargo can get a good hit here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, and that's out. Straight down there to Santana. So first inning, we get nothing. You can see those number of balls there. It was a change-up, slider, and then fastballs that didn't get us. So now we're on defense. This is our defensive lineup. And yeah. Interesting. You can see Amarista there's playing second base instead of our edited superstar. Why isn't he playing? Do not know. I do not know. So we can make substitutions here. Oh, he's suspended. Of course he is. We suspended it for 7 games just to show off the feature. So, okay, there we go. So there's the first out. Tap at a second base. There we go. So there's a quick little out in the hole, Arenado. And there we go. 3 up, 3 down. And that gets us there. So you can see this things keep popping up there. It's a little bit strange. Yeah, so you can basically simulate the at-bat as we're doing the inning until scoring position. So if you just want to see all the scoring options, you can hit that one. The game, I'm going to simulate here through until the 8th. And you can see we've actually got a 1-0 lead here. So that's pretty good. Who got me that? Runs batted in was Dustin Garneau. Interesting. Okay, so scoring position. Amista's on second there with Cargo up. No out, so let's... they'll set up double play, so they're going to walk Cargo there. Now comes Trevor Story. Let's go, Trev. No Para. 3 for 3 hits. Fastball in the air. Okay, so Cargo couldn't get off first, but Amarista does get round there to third. We're on 2 outs. Now it is Garneau, and yeah, he's not the best, but he did bat in a run before. So maybe he gets it here. Loads the bases. 2 walks now. So he's starting to walk people. And you'll see now, bases are fully loaded. Amarista's at third. Cargo is on second. And Garneau's on first. Now we have our pitcher up. Not great. Not great playing with a pitcher, is it? Yeah. Didn't manage to get it in, but he got a hit. You know, he got into decent position. He got a hit. Can't really ask too much more than that, I'd guess. But yeah, that puts us now at the bottom of the 8th. Simulate to the 9th. Are they going to get anything going? They are not. Half inning, no score. Let's see, they've got Scooter there, ready to run. Got Braun on first, and they're hitting with their right fielder, who's pretty decent here. This could be where they tie it up or win the game. Let's see, what can Holland go for? Strike 3. So that is their second out. Travis Shaw, more of a defensive player. I like to see that. This could be the end here. Hasn't got a hit. And that's it. That's the ball game. A nice little 1-0 win there. You can see how things go. Gray dazzles here. Shut out there for John Gray. 3 strikeouts. Pretty good, that one there. Those are the battings. You can see the hits were coming in. Para had 3 hits in 4 at-bats. Scored a run. Runs batted in, of course, that was by Garneau. Got walked twice there. So did Cargo. Story got walked 1. Strikeouts. Gray got struck out 3 times. LOB, I'm not sure what this is. Normally there's tooltips, but not in this one. Hitting averages, home runs, runs batted in. You can see here what happened in terms of everything there. And the pitching. So, pretty decent there. Overall, start of the game, player of the game, pitcher John Gray, of course, didn't allow any runs. So, really, really good to see that happening. And we're off to a winning start. Now, we can do a lot of things here as well, change things up, but that's basically what I'm going to show you today. Should be enough. You should be able to see what's going on in this game, how things are. And yeah, for me, it's a good game. It's a really good game. Like I say, so much you can do in this game. So much customization, so much replayability, so much to this game, which other franchises out there really need to take a look at, because they are getting left behind. So, sports management fan, check it out. Baseball fan, check it out. You know, what can I say? You're getting a lot of game for your money, and you can carry on your save to the new versions. What's going to stop you from playing this game, guys? I don't know. I'm a big fan. So thanks to the guys over at Out of the Park Developments for putting together a great game and allowing me to take a little look at the beta version and let you guys know about it. So, like I say, on the 24th, this will go live. You will be able to play this on Steam. I'd say pick it up now while you've still got a little bit of a discount on the game, and get ready to see what you can do. I'm going to be trying a series on this. I'm going to be learning as I go. But yeah, I'll put a series up on my channel, and I hope you're going to be there to see what I can do. But yeah, some interesting stuff to do in this game. Rebuilding the Rockies, I'm not sure if I want to do that or if I want to go back as I would usually do and play the 1961 Yankees. I have failed in 3 previous versions of this game to get Roger Maris 61 or more home runs and to claim that record as he did in real life. So I think it's a nice goal to try and go and get that again, and then maybe a Rockies rebuild series. But until then, guys, thanks very much for watching. Go check out the game. Go online to Out of the Park Developments. Click the link in the description below. You know, add it to your wish list on Steam. Go pre-order it, get your discount, etc. Go get the game. Can't recommend it enough, guys. Thanks for being here. I appreciate this is a long video, over an hour, but I can't really show you the depth. There's plenty more I haven't shown you in this video. I mean, there's just so much to it. Well worth the money for what you're getting. So, thanks very much, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you back here soon for some more games, some more fun, and hopefully a little bit more coming in the future. Be a video on that later on, hopefully. But, yeah. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.